welcome to another episode of Encounter. And today, our guest is Venerable Geshe Tsewang Dorje, a Buddhist monk who received full ordinance from His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and he took his novice vow from Ling Rinpoche. Geshe Tsewang Dorje is currently the director and president of Nagari Institute of Buddhist Dialectics, and that he founded in 2006. And Nagari provides a free modern education for Ladakhi children and young monks who otherwise would not be able to attend school. And he was also former director of Siddharth School, that is in Ladakh itself. And today we welcome him on our set, so Geshe Tsewang Dorje. Thank you very much for being with us here on this program Encounter. So you are a Buddhist monk from Ladakh. First of all, briefly, I mean, it's very long to speak about that, but briefly, in essence, what is the philosophy of Buddhism?
So first I would like to say I'm very happy to come these beautiful countries. Then I would like so many Tashidele greeting to all of these countries, the people. So yes, what you mentioned, I'm from Ladakh. So Buddhism, the philosophy actually is I'm the teacher, the Buddhist philosophies, and also I'm teaching some lambrims and also the mind mind training. So actually the Buddhist philosophy means Buddhism is more related with the reality, you know. Of course, Buddhism have this religious practice. Also, then more related is the reality. So Buddhism is more related, scientific, reality, and Buddhism, the belief in cause and conditions. Buddhism believe in the karmic. So
Okay.
this is the main philosophy of the Buddhism.
So, like you say, you believe about what you do, what you're actually doing while you're living, your actions, and this is the main philosophy of Buddhism.
Yes. So we call this karmic,
Okay.
the karmic connections. What so we believe in the karma. We are not Buddhism is not believe in this how the creator God.
Mm-hmm.
So we are believe in the karma and cause and effect.
So, how do you practice Buddhism?
So actually, I am the monk. So, how to do this monk practice and the lay people a little bit difference. So for myself, so I received a lot of the oral transmission from this my precious guru, and I received many initiation from my gurus. So according this the oral transmissions, sutra or tantra, according the initiation, I have to do this practice, daily practice. So, for example, we have to wake up the early mornings, then we have the chanting practice. We call the sadhana practice. We are doing short meditation also. So this is, different way. So these lay people also they're going to practice, this someone through this chanting, someone through this the meditations, someone through this, the studies, the different levels. We have this different kind of the practice.
All right. Let's come to now Buddhism, as we learn, originated from India. The Gautam Buddha set up its principles, but Buddhism has spread in other countries
Yeah.
in the world, not only India, I mean China, Japan, Thailand, where Buddhism is practiced, very highly practiced.
Yeah.
I think more than 90% of the population.
Yeah.
But how do you explain that Buddhism spread more outside India?
Yeah. So actually, it's the Buddhism. We have uh, two part of the Buddhism. We call Mahayana and Theravada. So like a Tibetan, the Chinese, Himalayan kingdoms, they practice most of the Mahayana practice. Also Mahayana plus the Vajrayana. Then like a Sri Lanka, Thailand, the Burmos, this area, so they practice the Theravada. So nowadays, so I already told you, Buddhist is more connected with the realities. So that is nowadays, the Buddhist flourishing so many countries. Before times, for like 1,000 years before, Buddhism only nearby this India, Sri Lanka, Burmese, Thailand, and that area. Then after that, the Buddhists, the practice go to the Tibet. So then they flourish there, the Tibetan Buddhism. They flourish there. Actually, the Tibetan Buddhism means this come from this India. This come from this Nalanda traditions. This is not come from Nalanda traditions. Nalanda tradition means the Mahayana plus they're doing this Vajrayana practice. They're going to the tantric practice also. So many since 1,000 years, really perfect. The Buddhism remain in the Tibet. So then after nowadays, I think so nowadays, United States and Europe and Central Asia, many parts, still Tibetan, the Buddhism flourishing there. So main purpose is, nowadays is, very complicated days, lot of wars going here, lot of the problem is going there. So through this, the Buddhism, we give the good advice. We're going to show how to spend our life through nowadays, through this, the Buddhist practice. For example, the Tibetan Buddhist, so we are trying to teach them how to keep their peaceful mind, happy mind. What is the importance in our life? The compassion and loving kindness. So that way we, we give the teaching, especially the mind training. So the mind training is very, very benefit for this, especially the Western people, because nowadays the big problem in this world. So it helps to people stay in the keep quiet, people stay in the peace and happiness. So that way, nowadays, Buddhism or Tibetan Buddhism going to many countries, the outside those countries.
Now you're talking about the mind training. Does it have does it have something to do with meditation?
Yeah.
So how do you teach people to, like you said, people are, a lot of wars going on. You see hatred,
Yeah.
and people are stressed.
Yeah.
In a very fast life,
Yeah.
everyone wants to earn more money, to earn more power, to earn, this material life. And how do you teach people to remain calm while it's like a lot of confusion going on?
Yeah.
How do you train people to do that?
So
Remain
actually,
calm and peace.
actually, a lot of nowadays the people got a lot of stress,
Yes.
a lot of tensions. So many people get this, the lonely, the problems. Some point they are created by out, but the most of the time created by own self. So the sufferings making own self, created own self. So because the people no more, the thinking the own self. That means, that people not considering the what's going on to them. So they always, thinking outside. They always thinking is that every problem is coming outside. In the fact, all this problem is not coming from the outside. They made by own self. So through this men trainings, they try to, they remove their anger, attachment, selfish, the stress, they through this the mind trainings. through this mind training. They try to, avoid this, the negative thing. So that through this mind training, they can create creating the positive thought, positive mind. It helps to, keep going down, and it helps to remain and peaceful and happy.
Now, coming to you yourself, Geshe, you studied the Buddhist philosophy in the south of India. You come from Ladakh, which
Yeah,
is a state in the north of India,
yeah,
and you went down to the south at the Sarajay monastery.
yeah.
Why did you go there to study Buddhist philosophy?
Yeah, actually, as you know, in Ladakh, so many monasteries there. So we have maybe 1,000 monasteries there, but we don't have this monastery university.
Hmm.
We cannot complete, the Buddhist degree from Ladakh monastery. So that way, because of His Holiness came from Tibet, so nowadays there's the Tibetan settlement in the South India. So they are the greatest monasteries in the South India. This is not only monastery, there's monastic university. So that way I went to the South India, Sarache monastery for my, studies, for my, the Geshe degree means, the PhD or Master of Buddhist Philosophy. So that way I went to the South India for my studies.
Now you go to many countries, like you said, Western countries
Yeah.
or many parts of the world. Now you're here in Mauritius. How do you see people? Is it very easy to understand the Buddhism philosophy and to practice it? Are you people seeing it easy to adopt it and practice it?
Yeah, so actually Buddhism is not that difficult. So actually very easy. Buddhism, who want to do the Buddhism, the practice, no need to believe, no need to faith, through the studies, that they can believe in the Buddhism. So through the practice, they can do through the learning, through the studying, they can practice. So that way, it is very easy to do the practice. For example, mind training or the lumbering practice not that difficult. So it's very helpful to the practice. So it is very easy with they can do the practice. Yeah. So that way in Tibetan Buddhism, so Tibetan Buddhisms we have to learn, not only believe. We have to learn. So that way we say first you should listen and thinking, then you do the practice. So we have a system to how to do this practice and how to learn the practice.
Now, like you said, I said before, you're traveling across the world. And what took you here to Mauritius?
Mauritius, this is my first time visit to Mauritius. Really, I feel very, very happy because this weather is very nice. The country is very nice. The country is most of touching this nature. And especially Mr. Jita and Lakshmi invited me to opening the spiritual gardens. So yesterday we had the consecrations of the Mithra Buddha and the Mani well. So there I came for these consecrations. So I feel very, very happy. So also, so I came for sharing my loving kindness with the others. This promoting love and compassion to the Mauritian, with these Mauritian peoples.
Now, Yeshela, we understand that you are very inclined towards promoting education. And like you said before, you're director, president of an Ngari Institute.
Yeah.
So why promoting education? Is it the education only about Buddhism principles, or is it also about what we call the Western type of education of instructions?
Yeah. So I'm promoting educations, but I'm promoting not only this modern educations. So I'm promoting modern education plus the spirituals. Our Asian times, the education also.
Mm-hmm.
So His Holiness Dalai Lama said, so only this modern education is not enough
Mm.
in this time. So that way, modern education plus, you know, modern education plus, we are teaching the spiritual also. For example, in Ngari Institute, the students studying about this English, mathematics, all these modern types,
Mm-hmm.
and also plus how to do the practice,
Mm-hmm.
how does chantings, the Buddhist way.
Mm-hmm.
Then we are also teaching them how to live with peace and happiness. So this so that way we are promoting the both side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not only these moderns, not only the spiritual, how to spend their lives modern with the spirituality. So that way we teach there.
Do you attract many children there who come to your institutions, I mean, to learn?
So actually, we're running the course also. As we have actually we give the modern education plus the spiritual for our young children.
Uh-huh.
So then also we are running a course, meditation course. So many people's coming here, some American, Europeans,
Okay.
also Mauritian also come there. They're staying there for a few days, 1 week, 2 weeks, then doing practice over there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So when we think about like we're seeing like you are right now with the
Mm.
beads, and when you do the chanting, you do the meditation. I mean, what is the feeling when you receive? Is it a spiritual connection with God and where you are, or is it the environment which
Yeah.
creates that? So, what is it about?
So actually, I'm always use my beads. We call mala.
Uh-huh.
So I'm use this when I'm chanting, when I do the practice. Especially in Tibetans, So we are reciting a lot of mantra
Hmm.
like Om Mani Padme Hum. This is the one of these how to say very very powerful mantra in Tibetan Buddhism.
Mm-hmm.
We call this is the mantra of this God of compassion,
Hmm.
God of the Avalokiteshvara. So we are going to reciting Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum like this. So when we reciting, so that times we use this beat, and also mildly, wisely we are the reciting, but inside when we recite the Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, so that times we are going to meditate and thinking the meaning of this word. So that way, many the Ladakhis or Tibetans, the monks or lay people, they always holding this
The bead.
the beads we call mala.
Uh-huh.
They try to recite Om Mani Padme Hum very countless.
So you can do that any place, any time.
Yeah, no problem. Any times, yeah, we can use this one.
Hmm. Geshe, one last question. And is it possible, like you said, to completely detach from this material world and be happy? People will always be attracted, like, technology, will want some luxury. And so is it possible, like, to still be in this material world and be happy with some kind of practice?
Of course, yeah. So we can stay, you know. So
You don't need to
no,
abandon anything. I mean.
yeah, no need to, no need, this kind of the material
Yeah.
for our life.
Hmm.
Yeah, we can stay with peaceful and happiness without this material things.
Hmm.
We are not produced by this material. So that way, it is very important to realize who are, so who are. So this is not depend this the material thing if they do really practice.
Hmm.
Of course, if they go somewhere, of course they stay some big cities. If they work some modern types, they need.
Hmm.
If they spend the spiritual life, they no need. Without this kind of material, we can alive very very peaceful.
Geshe Tsewang Dorje, thank you very much for coming here in our program and sharing your knowledge and enlightening our viewers. So thank you very much for watching. We'll meet you next time for another episode of Encounter. Goodbye.